Welcome to Hic Sunt Drakon, here be dragons. On October 28th, David DePape broke into Nancy Pelosi's home, looking for the speaker. His intention was to ask her some questions, and if she lied, he would break her kneecaps, forcing her to use a wheelchair, so that everyone could see that the speaker, now known as Wheels, was just a giant liar. However, he was outsmarted, and the police were notified. When they showed up, David hit Paul Pelosi in the head with a hammer, causing injuries that required surgery. Was this an attack by a mentally unstable Canadian that became obsessed with right-wing conspiracies circling the internet? Or was this in itself actually a conspiracy by the left to make the innocent right look bad? Well, the leading independent experts in the field were on the case. Tactical Wisdom says, "I've only been a professional investigator for 25 years, so what do I know?" But the glass is broken on the outside of the Pelosi home, signifying that someone broke in from the inside, not the outside. Otherwise, the glass would have fallen inside the house. Physics is real, folks. Patriot John 817 says, live footage hours after the quote-unquote break-in to Paul Pelosi's home. Funny the glass is on the outside of the house. Red Pill November says, in looking at the aerial photos of the Pelosi mansion, why is the unbroken glass on the outside? Huh? And Tweet Spice writes, the glass is on the outside. Plus, the window is not from the Pelosi house on the Broadway in pick 2 and 3. Yeah, you see? And finally, Mr. T writes, I'm no detective, but I know a couple. When it's a break-in, the glass is always on the inside of the home. In the pic of the Pelosi home, the glass is on the outside, which means busted from the inside, folks. David has a prostitution record also. I pity the fool. Since 1929, science has been able to show that all of these individuals and the thousands of others that believe them are in fact complete idiots. The analysis of the direction of force against panes of glass was first analyzed by S.N. Machev, director of the crime laboratory in Odessa, Ukraine, Russia, and first published in 1929. The Machev experiments were the result of examining a crime scene where a drunk and disorderly man was reportedly killed by his son at their home. The suspect had claimed that an intruder had broken into the home through a kitchen window and had killed his father. He focused upon experimentally breaking dozens of glass panes similar to that of the kitchen window and made several observations from his experiments. First, the direction of force cannot be determined from observing the amount of glass on one or the other side of the direction of force due to the elastic supercooled nature of glass where, upon breaking, depending upon the nature, speed, and angle of the breaking mechanism, glass shards and pieces may move in either direction. Second, upon breaking, plate or sheet glass will form radial fractures coming out from the point of impact, and if the breaking blow is strong enough, concentric fractures may also form to absorb the force of the blow. On the cut edge of the radial fractures, there will be stress lines called ridge lines, forming that will arc across the cut edge surface. These arced stress lines will form a sort of right angle to the rear of the direction of force. This has become known as the 4R rule. Ridge lines on radial fractures are at right angles to the rear of the direction of force. It is impossible to tell which direction the glass was broken just by observing which side has glass on the ground. The only way to determine the direction glass was broken from is to observe the walner lines on the radial cracks nearest the point of impact. So, your homework is to go forth and make one person that believes the Pelosi door glass conspiracy feel like an idiot, then bask in the powers of science. Additional resources can be found in the description. Anyways, have a great day.